Well, folks, this is going to be entertaining, to say the very least. The Yokohama Aussie Racing Car Series touches down at Baskerville in Tasmania. And let me tell you, we had brought the big guns, Grant Boyden.
Absolutely. Paul Kamal, he's off pole position. Mick Simmons alongside him. Brad Ward will start out of position 4. And Tobias Kipper, this guy is a young superstar sensation.
Mate, there's superstar sensations right through the list of this field. You got Shane Walke, Chris Merker, Mark Duckworth, James Ward, and we are green. That was an average launch. What happened then? Sheridan Phillips, what an amazing job with the dingo car to miss all that.
Well, one of the cars didn't get off the line, and problems, big problems for the Yokohama machine.
It's good to see that we haven't tamed him down since Bathurst or anything like that. I wouldn't want any of that. Baskerville, the biggest crowd in 20 years. Look at the crowd up to the right-hand side in Hobart, Tasmania, and Kipper, we're on board.
And how good is he? Around the outside, that's the go-karting experience coming to the fore there.
Great.
On board with Phil Ward, look at this, up over the top of the rise, and you'll see the crowd that have come out here today. It's absolutely massive. They love their Aussie race cars.
Nick Simmons battling hard there in the Gary Rogers Motorsport lookalike car right behind the VIP Pet Foods entry as they storm down here at Baskerville. Look at the crowd. Look at the way the course... Oh, look at that.
Why have we got an arm out the window on board?
Kipper has gone in big time. You saw then the bodywork come off the car. That was huge.
Yes, but look how strong the chassis is. That's the important thing. He has obviously got to walk away with that, no problem at all. Let's catch a replay of the start. Oh, bang.
Well,
that wasn't good.
That's what happened. The thing just bogged down the line. The rest of the field just drilled him. How's this for driving? Oh, I go left, I go right. I'll just go through the middle. You can pass on the outside call. Kieran Glover in the Pennzoil entry. What a run from him. He goes storming through as well. I picked up about 8 positions. As we see guys in all sorts of trouble. Safety car has come out. The yellows are out now. And here is a replay, Yokohama replay. Oh, well, the Ting Tools entry just got nailed from behind by Tobias Kipper. Now, the Ting Tools car was the car that Neil Crompton drove at Bathurst, if I'm not incorrect. And there you can see we're doing the fiberglass strip tease up to the right now.
Yeah, well, he's got plenty of damage out there, Tobias Kipper. This is how it looked from his viewpoint.
Wow.
Very scary. Looks like he got squeezed for room there.
Well, this is what's happened. Tobias Kipper hasn't seen the safety car. Phil Ward has. He is slowed up. Kipper's gone for the inside, and the gap has closed dramatically. So, safety car coming off the circuit right now. It doesn't take much as Kamal leads away in the AU Falcon. What a massive crowd in the house here at Baskerville.
And hasn't Mick Simmons and Paul Kamal pulled away from the rest of the field? They got a great restart.
Duckworth aboard the Works Team Pennzoil car, closing in the right-hander uphill.
Oh, holding on to it, yes.
Beautiful job. Oh, look at this. Kipper's got some major issues here with the bonnet.
Yeah.
Make a track bell garage entry. He's going to have to pull out. And yes, you can see he's doing it reluctantly. Is he hoping for the bonnet to come off, I think?
Well, he must be, but he's not going to be able to go far like that. He can't see out the front windscreen.
It's just a flesh wound. Carry on. Here is Duckworth up the inside of the 16 car and doing very nicely with it. Good pass to head up the hill.
Great onboard shots. It gives you a great idea of how fast everything happens out there.
Nick Perkett, it was, just got put a spot back as we're on board with Nick Simmons. How good this guy. Oh, goes by the 17 of Kamal.
Moves straight into the race lead. That was a good overtaking manoeuvre by Nick Simmons.
Look at the crowd, Boydo. They're absolutely jammed in here. Aussie Racing Cars on the verge of something spectacular in Aussie motorsport. They're getting a big following, and with racing like that, why wouldn't they?
Well, look how close they run to the edge. These guys are pushing these, wringing the necks off these machines, and the machines are capable of doing it. Look at the slide, the rear end movement on these cars. You have to have good experience and good car control to hang on to one of these cars.
Lucky that Brad Ward has that in trumps. We see then that Kipper, unfortunately, heading back to the pit area, I would say. On board with Phil Ward now, and just see someone scooting up the inside.
Yeah,
wow.
Jeff Batty. Well, that's very rude. You can't overtake Wardy.
We made Wardy look like he was tied to a tree for a second there. Simmons doing the job over Kamal here in second place. Back in third, the battle breaks up. I think that might be Brad Ward in the third position. Aren't they fat-looking race cars?
Absolutely. I'm surprised that Simmons is able to pull away from Kamal. He's pulled out probably 2 or 3 car lengths. Here's how he got by.
Oh, the Yokohama replay shows Kamal getting all squirrely when he had to really stab the brakes hard, and Simmons makes a copybook pass.
Yeah, in a normal race car, that's a major incident, but in these, it's just par for the course. You have to have good driver control to be at the front of the field. And look at the way they slide them through. They're like an extremely high-powered go-kart.
Well, we're just watching Tobias Kipper there. The bonnet has been ripped off the car, and he will now continue, albeit a lap down. It's going to cause him some pain. A very different kind of a course is Baskerville. Very tight in some corners and very windy in others, and certainly some uphill sections. Imagine how quick they are coming down the other side.
I tell you the amazing thing, Wade, when you look at the workshop where they make these cars, it's almost like a chemical laboratory. It's sterile, it's absolutely beautiful, and the guys treat them like this.
Yes, absolutely. Up the inside! Oh! That's the biggest lockup of all time. And he somehow salvaged it. Kamal trying to come back at him on the inside. Brad Ward, Kamal sideways.
How big was that by Kamal?
Not to be outdone, he steps it out almost full lock.
Why have these become so popular with the crowd? I ask you.
No idea. I got nothing. Here they come up the hill once more, twisting and weaving as Ward goes past Ward. So, oh, look how sideways they are there. There's the crowd. Tassies love their Aussie racing cars.
Yes, and welcome to the Tasmanian Drift titles.
Here's the Yokohama replay right now. And, well, putting some R&D in is Brad Ward there. That's big stuff indeed on the Yokers.
This is what I love. Bang! Out on the grass, total sideways drift. Hangs onto it perfectly.
First of a 5-year deal at this particular circuit, Boydo. So already Tasmanians declaring their love in trumps and voting with their feet here at Baskerville. I still get enormous feedback from the race they had at Bathurst, where they absolutely stole the show. And I would say that there's more to come for next year when the Yokohama Aussie Racing Cars continue their evolution towards the top. Sheridan Phillips now on board, briefly as the 18 car goes by. Very nice pass on the inside.
Your last comment's absolutely correct. Catching up with the V8 supercar drivers that took part up at Mount Panorama, and they get out of the car even after having massive comings together with other drivers, and they know that they're in the wrong. They still get a big smile.
See, someone lost it right in the main straight, the Autobahn car. How close was that?
I don't know. I closed my eyes.
Oh, you too. I'm absolutely sure that Terry Cobb had the same idea.
That was good reaction, though.
Man, the car just snapped loose in the main straightaway there, and all of a sudden, the guys had split-second decisions to make. That was massive. Simmons still your leader, and this man starting to land some rides in V8 supercar territory. No surprises there.
Yeah, look, I think this is a great breeding ground for the V8 supercar stars in the future, and that's why. Look at that. Overtaking. Great overtaking.
Look at Duckworth in the bright yellow car starting to make his way forward as well. What a fantastic crowd has turned out here. Here is the Penzor replay of the Autobahn car. Gone.
Go left, no, go right. Great reaction time, That could have got messy.
Lucas Dumbrell, it was behind the wheel of the Autobahn car, so that would have got his attention as we turn our attention now to the Ward Precision Driving team here. Nice little battle breaking out. Nick Perkett in the Penzor Platinum Lubricants AU just in front right now, and Phil Ward is the one that's trying to run him down.
Well, Perkett's pushing very hard at the moment, the back of the car, moving around under acceleration, and that's the key to these machines, not getting the back too far out when you're trying to get that horsepower down.
Once again, just looking at the back there, the Penzor car getting really sideways. A bit of a flirt with the idea of the inside is Brad Ward. Ooh, that was close.
He took the aggression pills this morning, didn't he? He's pushing very hard.
Look at this crowd. That's why, mate. The guys are pumped. They know this is a massive crowd, and they know they've only come here to see these guys. This is a specialty Aussie racing car event. Sheridan Phillips, the Dingo racing car up the inside.
Nice clean manoeuvre.
The Dingo car scratches for purchase as it comes off the turn. Got a bit of bark to it too, doesn't it? Tobias Kipper, meanwhile, going through the gears, has got a lot of work to do. In fact, it's all scenic at this point.
Yeah, the convertible. Hot rod.
How tough is the car, though? It hit the back of Phil Ward's car really hard under caution. And look at it, hiking the wheel and everything.
Yeah, well, the onboard was a classic example of that. You could see the bodywork coming off, but there was no structural damage, and Tobias Kipper was perfectly safe.
He's picking up the left front like an old offie at the Sydney Showgrounds, that thing just then. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Nick Simmons still doing the job. Brad Ward, when will he break this time? Somewhere in the middle. It's been a good, absorbing little battle between these guys.
Standard braking manoeuvre, 5 foot later than normal.
Yes, Kieran Glover, how good's this young guy from Tasmania? Normally running a Formula V into the Aussie Racing Cars, and Hasley settled in well. A drive car here this weekend, the number 4 Pennzoil Lubricants entry.
He's doing a great job, isn't he, stepping into this class, and they are a very, very great car to go out there and drive, and they do take a little bit of getting used to, and he's stepped up to this game very well.
Last lap, Boydo, they're cranking around here at Baskerville in Tasmania, right near Hobart, and Tasmanians love their motorsport. Simmons with nothing but blank track for about 50 metres behind him. We go on board now with Kieran Glover as he closes in on Brad Ward, who in turn is trying to make Kamal get out of the way.
Well, the Pennzoil machine's trying to move forward one more spot in this final lap, and it's all going to come down to who can break the latest.
Good little circuit this, plenty very charismatic little grooves, that's for sure. Everyone's trying a different kind of line. The best part of it, apart from maybe Glover, is that everyone came here with an empty worksheet. No one knew what the place was going to be like. Checkered flag is at the ready, however, and the man who does the job is slick Nick Simmons. Great drive. Paul Kamal gets second. Brad Ward gets third. Back to Kieran Glover, James Ward, Jeff Batty, Nick Perkett. What a race!
That was a really good race. I managed to get a lead, and we made a couple of changes in the last race, and it seemed to work for this race, and hopefully we can make a couple more changes and improve on that and see what happens for the last race. The last race is going to be very tiring. This track's really good for your fitness. It's really tight, really hard on your hands. It's been a really good meeting so far.
We got a good start. I was leading the race for a bit, and then Nick got by me, pulled a bit of a gap, and wasn't pulling away, but I couldn't close back in on him, and then I had Brad just all over me the whole race through.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, it's a fantastic finish to that race. I've sort of we were having a big dice with Paul Kamal there for a couple of laps, and I got through him, and he got back through me a few times, and Kieran Glover in the Pennzoil car, he was right behind us, so he was giving us a hurry up as well. So it was pretty exciting stuff.
Have a look at this, folks. The Events Tasmania Aussie Salute here at Baskerville in Tasmania. 38 cars, Boydo. They're 3 abreast, just like the old Speedway style. A salute to the fans.
And the crowd have come right down to the fence. They absolutely love this. This is the way the guys are saying thank you to the crowd for coming out here today and being a part of the Aussie invasion.
Let's listen to some of the car horns going off. The fans are loving this. It's almost like the movie Cars. You've got the cars saluting the cars.
Yeah, the kids jumping on the fence. Mick Simmons will start off pole position. Paul Kamal alongside him. Then the hometown favourite Glover out of position 3. Brad Ward, Batty, James Ward out of 6th spot.
Yeah, then you go back to Ward, McCashney, Kipper, Duckworth, Baker, Walkie, Mercer and Cobb, position 16.
A massive field here today. All out there at the moment, running 3 abreast around the circuit. Dunbrell out of 17th, McGregor out of 18th. Sheridan Phillips, he was dynamite in some of the racing we've seen here today. He'll be tough in this one too.
Sprint car driver Stewie Craig in the Ozdeck, number 35. Dennis O'Sullivan, Nathan Oxford, Shane Dale, Nugget Campbell in the 4 and 20 racing entry. Carlos Rolfo in the Dingo Racing car. He's got a lot to do. Peter Bruce as well. Could there be a more Aussie iconic name than Nugget Campbell in the 4 and 20 Pies car? Dead set. All he needs is the sponsorship from Rosella, and he's away. We're green here at Baskerville.
Off they go. There's massive field that's come all the way down to Tasmania, and they're about to put on the final show. And boy, what a start to this race. Tobias Kipper once again caught up in the middle of action.
Oh, look how the Taylor car spins beautifully just to avoid contact. And as a result, everyone else drives away. A massive field. Gee, Tobias not scared to get in and mix it.
No, well, you've got to push hard. He's a long way back, and he needs to be at the front of the field.
38 cars taking the green here. There is the initial contact that turns the car around. That could have been really scary. Look at this, for a great piece of driving just to pull it up in time. And unfortunately, by the time they get going, there's trouble back in the field here. Is that the 31 car or the 51 car in trouble? So that is a real shame. We're on board with Nick Simmons now. Simmons, the early leader. We look back to the Yokohama cars running line astern. Oh, Kamal! It was beautiful out of the left-hander.
Oh, he's doing a great job, isn't he? He's hanging on for grim death on the lead of this race at the moment. Nick Simmons pushing exceptionally hard before he runs wide. Simmons goes up the inside and says, thank you very much.
Well, we're too wide here at the moment. It's a high-speed pace lap. They've now finally gone to single file into race speed. Well, they've been at that for the last lap, side by side. Kieran Glover, he's back there in 6th position. The Tassie fans going nuts for the young fella, hoping to carve out a successful weekend. Oh, Mark Duckworth!
G'day, goes away.
Mr. Cool! How's the onboard shot just then? We're on board with Phil Ward, Events Tasmania. Let me tell you, Tasmania has one of the most proactive motorsport-loving governments in the Southern Hemisphere. They always put their hand up to be involved in motorsport events. They're the same with World Series Sprint Cars. Gotta love Events Tasmania. They've made this possible.
Well, it's easy for them to do when the fans come out and support what the government's doing, and that's the big thing. And every time, wherever you go in Tasmania, you'll always get a big crowd, and it's a massive crowd that have come here today for this being the feature class.
James Ward is now closing in. He's in the 3rd position. James, who sleeps with a framed picture of his race car under his pillow. He absolutely loves this category. He is in the 3rd spot at the moment. Look at this enormous turn. You can race your backside off with 34th.
How would you like to be racing in midfield of this pack?
How'd you like to be midfield of midfield? It's remarkable. Oh, Kamal! Huge lock-up just then. And the Ward boys got him. The Wardens, they got him.
It's like a whole heap of cabs pushing for a fare at Sydney Airport, isn't it?
It's big stuff. Simmons has got a bit of a lead up now over James Ward. Back to Kamal. Back to Brad Ward. There's trouble there off to the side. And Simmons is definitely being gathered in. Here comes the Platinum Pennzoil entry as well of Nick Perkett. We're on board with Kieran Glover. Wow, Nick drove by Glover.
Yeah, that's unusual. He's usually driving past everyone else out there. He's fallen back, started out of position 3, and he's fallen back to just be inside the top 5 at the moment.
Oh, look at this. I love this shot of Ducky. Come on, Ducks, give us a smile, mate. Anyone would think you're busy or something. He's got the Earnhardt-style glasses on, the Brock-style helmet.
He's getting serious. He's not waving to us now.
No, he's obviously got the dander up. Checks the mirrors a bit there. Fantastic stuff on a beautiful winter's weekend here in Tasmania. Slight lock-up of the head over the top of the hill. They're not on the brakes very often, though. That is James Ward, right behind our race leader and closing in on Nick Simmons now.
You've got to say too, oh.
You got to say too, oh, is that what you meant?
What a great circuit to come and race on. Let's be honest, it's got elevation, it's got off-camber corners. It'll be fantastic fun out there. The drivers have had a ball this weekend, this man included. Phil Ward goes rocketing past Duckworth, who's got a big frown on his face now.
I think Ducks has just had a shot of Botox before this race. He hasn't changed his expression in 3 laps. Oh, look out! James Ward, like he was shot from a cannon, came up the back on Simmons with reflexes like a cat. He didn't hit him, and I don't know how.
Oh, that's tight.
It's just a little. What a battle breaking out.
Look at this. They're still going side by side. That's the 3rd corner. Tap. Oh, door opens up. Glover goes straight through. Thank you.
Was that a tap? It was a bit of a clunk, really, wasn't it?
Tongue clunk smash.
Battle. Just phenomenal, and they all seem to take it in the spirit of competition.
See, the great thing about this class is you get taps like that, you get shoves like that. It's not the end of your day. It's put your foot down and keep going.
Yeah, just make up those 12 spots you just lost and get back in the battle.
You watch, look at this. Squeezed for room, bang, they've both slid across the circuit, touched each other. No harm, no foul. Racing incident, get on with it.
Yeah, the Pennzoil replay giving us all the good stuff. Here comes the Club Coolin Resort car, which we haven't seen so far today, but now starting to make a bit better result. Glenn Baker, right behind the Loctite car as the guys come off this turn towards the main straightaway. Terry Cobb, he's the guy that just managed to miss the Autobahn car.
He's in trouble now. He's out in the sand trap.
Oh, the Cobbo Fabrications entry just covers the crowd in dust. They'll love that. They'll love the other aspect of the racing so far. And look at this battle raging now. Brad Ward together with the 16 car of Nick Perkett. Uh-oh. Tobias Kipper's in the middle of all this one as well with Ben McCashney in the PlayStation car.
Oh, geez, getting some opposite lock too.
Can I make a suggestion to the people of PlayStation? Make an Aussie Racing Cars game.
Absolutely.
This is what it's like.
Absolutely.
Baker through on the inside. Oh, tail out big time was Perkett. He had it hung right out. Now Simmons on the inside of Ward.
Oh, slides it, backs it in too. Look, I tell you what, I don't think this would work as a PlayStation game. I think you'd be leading with 2 turns to go, coming into the final lap and finishing last.
How has this beaten Bathurst? I have no idea. I didn't think I'd ever see anybody top Bathurst, but this is just as good. Oh, look at that. Big time sideways now. The Pennzoil car really starting to come on. Kamal is jammed in there. There is Brad Ward. There is Perkett. This is huge. We're on board with Kieran Glover working on the Autotech car.
Oh.
Kamal's got a problem, I think.
Yeah, he just got fucked out of the way.
I think he slowed just a little bit before then. But as a result, we've got a clear shot through to third now. There is your lead duo just ahead. And there is the 4 Pennzoil car, who's done a fantastic job today. Kieran Glover, the young Taswegian.
Yeah, just watching Kamal to see if he has got a problem. Let's see if he gets rounded up in this straight.
He might have missed a gear, perhaps. Not really sure.
Yeah, just probably didn't get the power down quick enough. And Glover was caught out just a touch.
He managed to finish fight.
Look at it twist on the brakes.
Wow.
The back of the car moving around. Unbelievable. Look at this battle for up front here. This is great. Nick Simmons pushing exceptionally hard at the moment. He won second.
Whoa. James Ward is still your leader.
Oh, Glover, hang on to it.
Glover off the circuit. I think they might have missed some oil out
Look
there
at
or
that.
something.
One turn, he's gone back 7 spots.
It's freight train at Talladega, mate. Haven't you noticed?
Well, that traffic in the way as well.
Look how we go around the slightly older make of car. I do love it. The 40 Ford Coupe of Kevin Smith, the KWS Contracting Australia entry. Meanwhile, Simmons, what is he going to do with James Ward? They close right in here. A couple of the young guns of Australian motorsport twitching back on the gas now.
I love how the ripple strip. That's incredible. Here's where it all went wrong for Glover. Got the Pennzoil machine just out a little bit too wide and lost a couple of spots as a result. What a shame. He was doing a great job.
You just see the Munro sign in the background shaking. Here they come back towards the main straightaway. Here is Mark. Duckworth.
He's in trouble too.
Oh, where's he going? He still hasn't frowned or smiled or sworn or anything. It's Botox Duckworth doing a wonderful job. Gathers it back up. The
he's come on the circuit in the race lead.
Yes.
No, not quite.
There's the 30 car just going through. Terry Cobb, we saw him before. The Cobco fabrication car carrying your onboards. This has been an exhibition here in Tasmania. Kieran Glover battling hard to get himself back up into the top 3. Wouldn't he love to finish on the podium here at his Tassie event?
And wouldn't the crowd love it after that minor mistake that cost him all those spots if he could do it? And there's a freight train in front of him now. Simmons and Ward go side by side. That is the battle for the race lead. Simmons has the inside running, but Ward has some very, very big, well, you know what I mean, under brakes.
Yeah, basically. A very, very determined young man is James Ward under brakes. Oh, the PlayStation car has gone off the circuit big time there, the 47 of Ben McCashney. We go on board with Simmons, who's under siege now from James Ward. And watch out, because that bunch of 5 behind them could quite easily get in here as well.
Look how much speed that Ward carries through those turns.
Like a Scandinavian flick almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Kamal just got spat out the back big time then. We're following the Torquay Hotel entry, trying to get right back in this battle as well. You're watching the Aussie Racing Cars, thanks to Events Tasmania. And there's Nugget Campbell. Hungry? How about 4 and 20?
The 4 and 20 company used to, as we watch a Pennzoil replay. Oh, big movement. That's how McCashney ended up out in the sand. And the photographer. Yeah, turn around. That's a good move. 4 and 20 used to have little race cars that they used to use for promotional machines, and now they've got an Aussie race car as their promotional machine.
Yeah, and whenever they go to the major events too, I'm pretty sure Nugget always hands out the higher 4 and 20 pies as well. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, a bit of smoke just up ahead. Kamal is in trouble. He slows dramatically.
Yeah, well, you were right. There was obviously a problem a few laps ago. Here comes Glover, looking to try and find a way past. You can see he wants to do it up the inside of the 84 machine. Nice manoeuvre.
Yeah, Jeff Batty, the Torquay Hotel, Harvey Bay, Queensland AU Falcon. He now will try and repass him. The car gets a bit sideways coming off the turn. This is the battle for the lead, folks. James Ward desperately trying to make a run here, whilst most kids in their early 20s would have a pin-up of Pamela Anderson on the back of their door. This guy's got a pin-up of an Aussie Racing car.
The pressure
he loves them.
The pressure on Mick Simmons is absolutely enormous at the moment. He knows if he makes one mistake, James Ward will go straight to the inside, under brakes and up the inside, but couldn't do it that time round.
What if Nick doesn't make a mistake? There's still a good chance that James will go through the inside. The laps are starting to wear down this Aussie invasion thanks to Events Tasmania, the government department that funds and makes it possible for motorsport events like this to come off the Big Island, as they call it, and come down to the Apple Isle, just near Hobart, the Baskerville Raceway.
Nick did a really good job for him to hold off that race lead.
Brad Ward just working the wheel of the Yokohama car. I think the tyres are pretty well worked over at this point in the race.
Yes, they've certainly copped the pounding.
Mark Duckworth trying to work his way back into the field a little bit. Then there is one of the AUs, Stewie Craig, the sprint car driver from Archerfield Speedway. Don't the Ausdeck team love their motorsport as well?
I thought you were going to say Duckworth was working hard on a smile.
Oh my goodness, they're spraying in all directions, and coming through the middle of it was Ward. Brad Ward got through. James Ward gets the lead. Or does he? Simmons. Oh, Kieran Glover on Bush.
Oh, no.
I think he might have buried it too. Looked like he was doing some crop work.
Oh, that's very disappointing. He was doing such a good job this weekend.
One day this category is going to learn to pass. And then it'll be frantic, won't it? Kieran Glover, I said it with tongue-in-cheek, we've seen more passing in one lap than you'll see in any other form of motorsport. Oh, gone! Big time at the top of our screen. Was that the dingo car that went around? Bill Ward, meanwhile, goes scraping through. Well, it's Baker in the Club Coolum Resort car. So look at this field here. Everywhere you look, there's a battle, and it's rumbling. Here is the Pennzoil replay.
All shenanigans up behind on the top of the screen, but this is where the overtaking manoeuvre happened, and Ward was able to get down the inside.
Perkett it was that originally got loose. This is Glover going into the agriculture just there. Your leader is James Ward. Oh, and he's a big boy, Kieran Glover.
Oh, yeah.
Not exactly a little fella. Oh, here comes Simmons, really applying the blowtorch now. There's a yellow flag out, but there's a car just stopped on the main straightaway. Oh, Tobias
Kipper.
He's into everything, isn't he?
He's been right in the middle of it this weekend too. Yeah.
Oh, he's not happy.
Think.
Was that what it was?
Yes.
I thought he was doing the Hewitt. Come on! Can't be really sure, but I don't think he's very happy. Simmons has not let go of James Ward, and look at the crowd in the background. Looks a little bit like Mount Panorama.
Yeah.
Except it's not. The TDK entry just rejoining the field after a bit of a drama as well. A beautifully turned out car too. We're back on board with Nick Simmons now. Oh, lap cars. This will be big.
Lap cars. Looks like Pitt Street.
Oh, look at that. A bit of an oil down then, just in the dust. And there's the Ting Tools Yokohama entry of Ward. So the battle still rages. This is Simmons. The leader is Simmons. Ward is right there in second with him.
It's Ward.
No, it's not. It's Ward.
No, it's not. It's Simmons again. No, it's back to Ward.
Oh, look at this for a battle, folks. We've got more laps left in this. It's still raging.
What I love is you can see in this class, side-by-side racing without people thumping each other off. It's great fun.
Once again, a bit of a lock-up there from the Yokohama entry of James Ward. Simmons in the Repco Valvoline at number 9. Oh, look at the pressure now he's applying. He knows he's got lap cars to utilise if he can. The pressure is very much on James Ward to make the good, clean pass of the lap cars and not balk and get held up. And Simmons can take the other option and get back into the race lead.
And timing is going to be absolutely everything. Where they approach the slower cars. Unfortunately, James Ward's picked them up at a good part of the circuit. On board with Terry Cobb. Oh, he wanted to go. Oh! I thought he was smart enough to stay out of it, but had a bit of a look.
John Macy, well, Macy had him scattering in all directions, trying to get through cleanly. It still hasn't happened. Ward is your leader by half a car as they approach the lap cars now. Safety car trying to get on the circuit.
Oh, gosh. It's like a semi-trailer coming out, isn't it?
This is the monster truck. It's a Commodore that's come onto the course to bring them up. Well, there is Kieran Glover just thinking, man, I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to win that deal.
He flew the flag very well for Pennzoil this weekend. I'd be pretty happy with his performance.
Somebody give him a beanie. It must be freezing out there at the moment. Here's the onboard look once more. The Pennzoil replay. He just got in a little too hot, had to turn it right, and then just buried her.
He was balked into jumping on the brakes, I think you'll find, and once he'd locked up, he was pretty much out of control, and it was always going into the sand trap.
Restart situation now. Green flag flying here at Baskerville Raceway in Hobart, Tasmania. It is the Events Tasmania Aussie Invasion.
Obviously,
38 cars they brought with them.
Obviously, the race director likes this class too. He's got them all bunched up for the final couple of laps.
Spare a thought for the lap scorers at this point. Wow, look at them working their way through here. There's lap cars intermingled here as well. The 18 car of Kyle Clues, the Australek Regent Smash Repairs car. He went around early in the race, if you remember. He's now gathered it back up and charging hard.
Well, Simmons back in the race lead, but Ward looming up behind. This is the part of the circuit he loves. Look, gets right up behind Nick Simmons. Will he try and pull out under brakes? Well, he'll have a go, but whether he'll do it or not's another story. Oh, straight on the inside. They're both twisting and squirming around under brakes. Simmons around the outside.
This
have a go at that.
Clinic, Boydo. How good are these two young guys? Not laying any paint on each other, but pushing it to 13 tenths. Simmons back up the inside. You know, you think that they couldn't push any harder, and they have. Just incredible, isn't it?
Awesome racing. That's what it is. Absolutely awesome racing. You think about the number of times we've had a lead change in this race.
No, thank you.
It's like watching champ cars on oval circuits, isn't it?
Here they come once more. All big lock up just down on the outside. Kyle Clues in there as well. One of the later model cars going off in the distance. That was big time. Then that might be Jeff Rands.
How was your weekend? I started in second, went back to 23rd and then won.
Yeah, this is fantastic racing, isn't it? Here comes Simmons, back now on Ward. Once again, they come down towards the final corner.
Watch them move. They do this little dance.
Look to the left there. Yes, he managed to get through on the inside of James Ward. They're serving each other up, but they're doing it with respect. And now Ward trying to come back on the inside. Simmons pinches it off just enough. Oh,
give us another 5.
There's only a lap to go.
No.
Ward on the inside now. Now I think we might see the red mist descend.
More smoke coming off the front of those tyres than there is in a bushfire at the moment out there.
Look at these guys working it. They're going to go door to door the whole lap
now. James flicks back to the inside. He might have it too.
What a battle this has been. James Ward and Nick Simmons. Here's a replay back in the order now with the car going off the circuit. Simon Smith busy out into the real estate. Oh, gathers the car back up just on the edge of the circuit. Meanwhile, James Ward, he pushed extra hard now. He's got brother Brad trying to work hard as well. Simmons, I don't think it's close enough.
Well, he's certainly not going to have a look at this corner. Ward goes down under brakes, controls it nicely, but only half a car length between them coming onto the start-finish straight.
Checkered flag at the ready for James Ward. Here comes Simmons, side by side to the line. Simmons and Ward. Ward gets it. What a race. Nick Simmons gets second. Brad Ward gets third. Nick Perkett, Jeff Batty, Phil Ward, Kyle Clues, Tobiah Kipper. Awesome.
Yeah, it was excellent racing. This track suited our little cars. You know, Nick Simmons is driving so hard, and man, to stay in front of that guy is becoming a bigger and bigger task. And you know, like sometimes it's just a matter of what lap you finish on. You know, he led a lot of laps, but just not the last lap in that 20-lapper final. The overall points brought me out third for the weekend, so that's pretty good. And looking forward to coming back here next time. It was a lot of fun.
That was probably one of the closest races I've ever been. That was like around some of those corners we were touching. It was awesome racing. I'd like to thank everyone for putting this meeting on. Phil, all the Hobart Sporting Car Club for putting all the effort they put in, and also for letting us do burnouts. That was heaps of fun. I've never had that much fun in a car ever. And yeah, I'd just like to thank all the crowd for turning up. My dad, and yeah, it was just really good racing.
Oh yeah, it's just awesome, fantastic. Awesome fun driving around this little track, and the 20-lapper was sensational. The racing was really tight. We had a safety car in the middle of the race which bunched the field back up again, which made it really exciting. So yeah, it's awesome for the second round of the series. To be now running third in the series is great.
That's all from the Aussie Racing Cars. You can find out more by logging on to www.aussieracingcars.com.au.